Hello everyone, welcome to SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. Myself Pradnya Uddekar. In this video, we study vector spaces, which is the topic of linear algebra SYBSc subject. First we see definition of vector. Vector is an object that has both magnitude and a direction. That is, geometrically, we can picture a vector as a directed line segment whose length is the magnitude of the vector with an arrow indicating the direction. That is, the direction of the vector is from its tail to its head. Now we see definition of vector spaces. Vector spaces means actually it's a vector together, all vector together. And what is the vector? Vector means it is a list of real number. That is, a vector space V is a set that is closed under finite vector addition and a scalar multiplication. Means if it satisfies all the properties of addition and the scalar multiplication, then we say that it is a vector space. Now what is the difference between vector and vector space? Vector is an object and vector is a part of vector space. Means vector is a subset of a vector space, whereas vector space is a group of objects which is multiplied by scalars and combined by the vector space axioms. That is, what is the difference vector and vector spaces? Vector is a subset of vector space and vector is a list of all real number, and vector space means it is a list of all vectors together. Now we see one example of a vector space. The set of all integer means my V set is set of all integers value, and we take 1 upon 2 elements, that is 0.5 elements belongs to real number. That is, real number means it is any number, positive value, negative value or fractional value, and 1 by 2 is also belongs to real number. Then we take 1 upon 2 into 1, we get 1 upon 2, and 1 upon 2 is a fractional value. It is not belongs to V set because my V set is only the integer set, okay, and integer set 1 upon 2 is not belong, therefore it is not closed under scalar multiplication. Therefore the given set of integer set is not a vector space. Next we see what is the condition for addition. Vector addition, that is, an operation of vector addition plus must satisfy the following condition. That is, first property is closure property. If x and y are any vector in the vector space V, means x belongs to V and y belongs to V, then x plus y is also belongs to V. Next we see commutative law property. That is, for all vector x and y in V, then x plus y is equal to y plus x. Third property is associative law. Associative law means for all vectors x, y and z in V, take 3 vectors, then x plus y plus z in one bracket is equal to x plus y in one bracket plus z. Next one is the additive identity. What is additive identity? Means for any vector x in V, the vector space contain the additive identity element and it is denoted by O, such that 0 plus x is equal to x. Means add 0 with any vector, we get itself that vector. That is 0 plus x or x plus 0, we get the answer x. Next one we see additive inverse. For each vector x in V, there is an additive inverse, that is minus x, to get a solution in x vector. That is, x plus minus x is equal to 0. Next we see condition for the multiplication. That is, first property is closure. If x is any vector and c is any real number in the vector space V, then x dot c belongs to V. This is called the closure property. Next, associative law. In associative law, for all real numbers C and D and the vector X in V, then C into dV is equal to CD into V. Third one property is the distributive law. For all real numbers C and D and the vector X is belongs to the vector space V, then C plus D into V is equal to multiply C with V, we get CV plus C into D. Next one is the distributive law. For all real numbers C and D, the vector X and Y in V, we get C into X plus Y is equal to Cx plus C into Y. And last one is the unitary law, means for all vector X in V, then 1 into V or V into 1 is equal to, we get that vector V. Next one is a subspaces. Then what is a subspaces? If W is non-empty subset of a vector space V, then W is called the subspaces of V if and only if it satisfies the following condition. Then what is the condition? First one is 0 vector of V is in H, means additive identity is belongs to the vector space V. Next one is for each U and V are in H, then U plus V is also in H. That is, we say H is closed under vector addition. Next one, for each U in H and each scalar C, then Cu is in H. This is the closed under scalar multiplication. If all these three properties are satisfied, then we say that the vector V is a subspaces of a vector. That is, first we see the example. The set of singular matrices is not a subspaces of matrix 2 cross 2. Means, let W be the singular matrices of order 2. Show that W is not a subspaces of 2 cross 2 matrix. That's why we take A is equal to 2 cross 2 matrix 1 0 0 0 belongs to W, and B is equal to 0 0 0 1 belongs to W. Okay, this is the singular matrices A and B. Then addition of these two matrices A plus B, we get the identity matrix 1 0 and 0 1, which is not belongs in W. Therefore, W is not a subspaces of 2 cross 2 matrix. Next one we see linear combination. A vector V in a vector space V is called linear combination of the vectors C1, C2 and Ck in V can be written as V is equal to V1 into U1 plus V2 into U2 plus Vk into Uk, where C1, C2 and Ck are the scalar. If this condition is satisfied, that is, V is equal to linear combination of all the vectors with its constant term, then we say that it is a linear combination. Example for the linear combination: V1 is equal to 1, 2 and 3, V2 is equal to 0, 1, 2 and V3 is equal to minus 1, 0, 1. Take three vectors, prove that W is equal to 1, 1, 1 is a linear combination of the vectors V1, V2 and V3. Solution for this example is, take W is equal to linear combination of C1 into V1 plus C2 into V2 plus C3 into V3. Equating all these elements with W, that is 1, 1, 1 is equal to constant term C1 into V1 elements, that is 1, 2 and 3. Similarly, C2 into V2 plus C3 into V3. We take the linear combination of C1, C2 and C3. We make the equation of these using the vector C1 minus C3 is equal to 1, 2C1 plus C2 is equal to 1, and last equation is 3C1 plus 2C2 plus C3 is equal to 1. Then solving this equation, we get the answer C1 is equal to 1 plus T, C2 is equal to -1 minus 2t and C3 is equal to t. This system has infinitely many solutions, because if we take t belongs to R, then we get the different solution. That's why this is the linear combination of the vector. Next we see linearly independent definition. Now what is linearly independent? Take set of vectors v1, v2 up to vk is a linearly independent if the vector equation x1 into v1, x2 into v2 plus xk into vk is equal to 0. It has only the trivial solution. Trivial solution means all the x variables or all the x1 values is equal to 0. Next we see linearly dependent definition. That is, take the vector set v1, v2 up to vk is a linearly dependent if there exists the number x1, x2 up to xk not all equal to 0. Not all equal to 0 means at least one element is equal to 0, such that x1 v1 plus x2 v2 up to xk vk is equal to 0. This is called the linear dependence relation or the equation of linearly dependence. Next we see example of the linear combination linearly dependent element. Take three vector a 1 2 3, b is equal to 4 5 6 and c is equal to 5 7 and 9. This is also called the row matrix. Vector c is a linear combination of the vectors a and b, because if we add a plus b vector then we get the c vector. Therefore vector a, b and c is a linearly dependent vectors. Next example we see, let a is equal to 1 2 and 3 and b is equal to 4 5 and c. This is the row matrix. Vector a and b are linearly independent because neither vector is a scalar multiple of the other. Thank you. In the next video, we see the application of the vector spaces.